Today, we are going to build an entire iOS app beginning to end. We're going to come up with the idea. We're going to build it out. We're going to learn a ton. We're going to have a lot of fun. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be a beautiful, fantastic Friday. So if you're watching, lock in. You're about to learn a ton. Leave a like so we can get this party started. It's free to do. And let's start building an amazing iOS app. I think one of the biggest opportunities in tech right now is iOS apps, because the amount of people using iOS apps, downloading them, the one-person companies making billions of dollars off iOS apps is tremendous. And because of AI, because of Claude Code, because of Claude Opus, it has never been easier to create an iOS app. Never, ever, ever. So what I want to do today is show you how to go beginning to end, from zero idea to a full idea to building it out to launching it. We're going to go through it all. We're going to build together. This is going to not just me. This ain't just me. We're going to, me, you, everyone in the chat, everyone in the replies, we'll be building this app out together. So this is going to be a special one. This is a special Friday. I'm wearing the Christmas green and red. We got the Yule log going, the Christmas tree going. It's going to be amazing. The boys are buzzing. Mark is back for his second stream. I've drank a tremendous amount of coffee, and I will continue consuming said coffee to keep the energy high. I slept horrible last night. Let's do it. I'm hoping for live to be 50-50 vibe coding / ranting, says Slender Morris Furnishings. I got good news for you, Slender Morris Furnishings. It's probably going to be right about where it is. So we're going to go wherever I go when I typically am trying to come up with ideas. And that is ChatGPT 5.1 thinking. We're going to use ChatGPT 5.1 thinking for our Copilot, CEO, idea generator, bounce ideas. And then we're going to go to Opus 4.5 inside Claude Code to build out our app. And we're going to have a whole lot of fun doing it. And I'm going to try to not pass out from talking really quick and really loud. Finally, creating a native app to Zosmos. Yeah, this is the first time we're ever doing this. This is the first time we are ever doing this. Oh, yeah, Gemini 3 just released. Gemini 3 Deep Think? Is that what they're calling it? Gemini 3 Deep Think? Maybe we do, let's see here. Maybe we deep research. Deep Think? They have like deep, here, let me put this in here. They have like Deep Think, Deep Research, Agent, Dynamic View. There's so many options here. I think we do Deep Think. Deep Think's the new one, right? We're going to do Deep Think. Yeah. So we're going to test this out. Gemini 3 versus ChatGPT for generating good iOS app. Let's see how Deep Think. I want it to think so deep. I want it to get really deep with its thinking. Get spectacularly deep with its thinking. Have I tried Deep Think? Says Veggie32. Veggie32 is back. Veggie32 is back in the chat. Not talking about mewing today, though. So shout out Veggie32. Actually talking about the topic on hand of the video, which is AI. Here we go. Let's see. Let's come up with a prompt here. We're going to come. I want to build an iOS app. I have a large audience on YouTube and X. I primarily talk about vibe coding, AI, and tech. I need to come up with good ideas for an iOS app I can build on live stream and launch. I want something simple but helpful and relevant to all. Maybe some sort of lifestyle app, but it can't be a basic habit tracker. It needs to be something cool and unique with fun gamification in it. Help me come up with ideas. For those who haven't done something like this yet, we're going to put this in 5.1 thinking as well. Do we go extended thinking just to see what it comes up with? Nah, we're going to go standard. Keep it light and quick, but see what Gemini does here. This is how I come up with great ideas. I come up with ideas for videos like this. I come up with ideas for tweets like this. AI is actually spectacularly good for generating like creative novel ideas. It used to not be good. It used to not be good, but now it is good. So you should be generating ideas like this. Let's see. Google Gemini. We could even do a benchmark Friday on Google Gemini. Do we do just a side benchmark Friday with Gemini? Just like a side, like we'll just go on the side here and just run some benchmarks, by the way. Should we just do that on the side here? Deep think. What was it? Deep think. Let's just quickly on the side have it spin up some benchmarks. Let's just see how it's doing. We want to see how this new deep think is. Let's see, Alex Finn AI benchmark. We're just going to on the side here, give it some benchmarking prompts to see how good it is while it comes up with ideas. Bada bing, bada boom, send. All right, let's go back to see what else is coming on. I'm on it. Response with deep think. Could have to take some time to check back in a bit. Yeah, but remember their quote is now, says Veggie 32. Your boy's on Ultra. Your boy's on Ultra. So I'm going to have a ton of room to play around with here. I bought Opus 4.5 100 USD. It's incredible, worth it, and I vibe code every single day. I can't stop. Listen, be Stormy. It's the best $100 you can spend. And vibe coding is the most fun possible thing you can do on planet Earth. I love it. I wish my goal is to get rich one day so that I can just vibe code all day, every day. I just want, no one talks to me. I just vibe code all day, every day. That's my goal. That's where I would like to be. 5 years from now, I'd like to be so rich where I can just vibe code all day, every day. I'm sure GPT finished. Here we go. You're right to avoid to-do lists, but purple. Let's design stuff that is dead simple, actually useful, feels different, and fits my brand. Energy bank. Track energy, not tasks. People suck at managing time because they ignore energy. The app is a tiny bank account for your energy instead of your... That's such an AI idea. The GPT 5.1 gets stupider. It used to not give me AI ideas like this, but this is an AI idea. One big move, daily high leverage action cap. Most people drown in tasks. This app forces them to pick one daily needle mover and gamifies doing just that. Not a bad idea. User has a backlog of big moves, things that actually change their life and career. Each morning, an app suggests one big move for today from the backlog. Here's an idea I had. Let me know what you think about this idea. Let me know what you think about this idea, if we should build it. And don't just say yes. If you think it's stupid, say no. Don't just glaze me. Say no, this is stupid if need be. What if I had, you know ChatGPT Pulse, their Pulse functionality where it's like it learns about you and then sends you daily updates? I think we can expand on that. I think we can build our own version of that and expand upon it and make it like really cool, where it like talks to you and learns about you and then just gives you updates multiple times a day on cool stuff. Like, oh, you're a Robinhood investor. Here's Robinhood stock and news about it. I'm thinking we could build like a mobile app version of Pulse, like a mobile butler that like learns about you and sends you interesting information. Would that be an interesting idea? I don't know. Let's see what other ideas ChatGPT. Did Google Gemini? Yeah, Google Gemini finished. Deep Think. They have Deep Think now. IRL quest log. Let's see here. What's an IRL quest log? Turn your real life into an RPG without you pay for Pulse. Bid it just over engineers notifications based on 2 days of chat history. Yes. My first time watching you on the big screen TV. Mama, you got me on the big screen. Let me put myself. Whoa, hey, mama. I'm huge now on your screen. Let me do this. Let me put on some background music so that we got a little bit of in the background. All right. Well, do people? Yes, build it. Yes, as in build it. No, you can use all caps. You can use all caps. Slender Morris Furnishing. Vibe coding is just an added dictionary claim new edition of the year. Before looking up Webster's version, what's the definition of vibe coding? Coding with AI. It's not, that's all it is, about coding with AI. That's the definition, right? In real life quest log, turn your real life into an RPG without overcomplicating it. The app shows a daily quest board, 3 quest slots, small, medium, boss, predefined categories. User picks or creates small 5-minute stretch, DM one person you admire, ship one content. Completing a quest gives XP gold. They level up their character class. I like this idea where it like gamifies your entire life into an RPG. But I also feel like this has been done before. Like I feel like I heard about an app that does this where you earn like XP and stuff for doing daily quests. Has this been, I feel like this has been done before, no? They level up their character class, creator, athlete, builder, level XP, titles at certain levels, level 5 side hustler, level 10 builder, weekly quest recap with streaks and favorite categories. Why this works for your stream. Very visual, very stream friendly. Progress bars, avatars, level up animation. You can position as gamified life, but without the Notion spreadsheet hell. DB is tiny. That's not a bad idea. Make your life like a RPG, but don't. I feel like that's not a bad idea to build out. Should we do that? Then we can use like AI art to like make like the characters and stuff like that. But what would make it interesting? It's been done before. Gamification. Yeah, I feel like it's been done before, like gamifying to-do lists where you level up and you get like new characters and stuff. I don't know. I feel like it's a solid idea, but I feel like it hasn't been mastered. I feel like it hasn't been mastered because I don't know many people using it, but I've heard of it. What's the point of XP if the user doesn't actually gain anything from it? I think it's a great idea, but there should be some sort of reward mechanism. Yeah, what's the reward for leveling up? What's the reward for doing the to-do lists? What's the reward for that? What's the reward? We got to make it high stakes. If we're going to build out a gamified to-do list where you level up and get new levels and new skills, it needs to have high stakes. Like, what's the reward? Is it just a cooler looking avatar? I don't know. Maybe we'll noodle on that one. Distraction dungeon. Turn distractions into monsters. When you want to open a distracting app, you open distraction dungeon instead. Fight a distraction monster and start a focus timer. Core loop. The user logs urges like Twitter, YouTube, snacks. Each urge becomes a monster type with HP. When urge hits, they open the app, tap fight. Start with a 10, 25, 50-minute focus timer. If they finish without giving in, they damage the monster. Give in early, monster heals. I don't know. That's kind of weird. Isn't this like the app where you have check-ins at pubs and stuff, getting points for trying a new beer or something? Yeah, but this will be for like doing tasks on your to-do list, you know. But it also could easily be cheated. People will just put in any task. I don't know. Micro dare machine, 5-minute daily dares. App gives you one tiny challenge per time block to push you slightly out of your comfort zone. Core loop, choose focus. App gives 5-minute dare. Send one thank you message. Do 20 bodyweight squats. User taps done and can add a one-line, did this, felt X. AI can generate dares based on your profile. And then it gamifies it. I don't know about that. Hey, Alex, in how many days we should ship our MVP? And tell me, should I keep pricing for my MVP? Well, if you're talking about the Vibe Coding Academy, Vamshi, 7 days. You have 7 days to come up with your idea, 7 days to build it, and 7 days to market it. So you should have your idea in 7 days. It's been 1 week since the launch, so it depends when you joined. But you should have your idea done if you just joined 7 days ago. Brain Dump Arcade. Help people unload mental clutter in 5 minutes and use AI to structure it. User starts a 5-minute dump session. I had a 5-minute dump session this morning with a big text area and timer. Then type anything, worries, tasks, ideas. Unfinished AI processes the dump and returns 3 to 5 actionable tasks, 3 themes, 1 encourage line. User can start tasks or discard. Streak of daily dumps. I've had a long streak of daily dumps. Clarity level, meter based on session frequency. Stats. I don't know. I think there's something there, but I don't think... Gamified journaling somehow. I think that could be a cool idea. For those just joining, we're going to build an iOS app. I'm showing you beginning to end how to do it. We're coming up with our ideas now in ChatGPT. And then we're going to actually build it out right after. Every time you fail, a drill sergeant voice yells out, drop and give me 20. Vibe code biological 3D printer to extend life by transferring consciousness. What the hell are you talking about? Veggie32 is the most interesting person in the FinFam right now. Future receipt. Send a receipt to your future self. You log what you did today, and the app sends a receipt to your future self on a chosen date. That's mildly interesting. What if you had like a daily prompt you had to enter in, and it gets sent to you like a year later or something? But is that like a mobile app people go into daily? Are they daily going into a mobile app and like sending letters to themselves? I want this to be a daily thing. So there's a timeline of future receipts. You're very philosophical, matches your vibe about compounding long. I want something that, yeah, it leans into 1% better every day. Social battery tracker. No, get the hell out of here. What you should actually build first. You don't need 8 apps, just need one killer concept, one big move. I build an app that forces you to do one life-changing thing every day. Yo, Finn, you should explore the Google add-on or extension market. What, for Google Chrome? Why should I explore that? Is that like a big thing? I literally build a to-do app, but it escalates so that I don't complete. It literally takes over my screen. It will not let me do anything else unless I click doing now and check in. I don't know about that. I want to build an app. I want to build an app around the theme 1% better every day. I want to build an app around the theme 1% better every day. What are some ideas around this? I think the futurist seat one is the one. That's a cool idea. Okay, so let's break that down, Janice. Let's break that down, Janice. How does that work? Do you go in every day and write a note to yourself? And then what happens? It gets sent to you 90 days later? Like, what's the idea? Like, there's something there where you do something and gets sent to you like 3 months, a month, a year later. But what's the daily loop there? What's the daily loop there? Build an app to make your new habit stick by tracking and reflecting daily. So some sort of journaling app. But like, what makes it different? How do we make it different? What about a prompting gym app? I don't know what that means. What does that mean, Jermaine? Found you from an interview with Pat and Build with Alex on Star Strike. Glad I found your channel. Thanks for coaching us. Hope one day the FinFam can all meet. Cheers from Sudan, says Set and Profit. Well, thank you for watching that video with Starter Story. That was a fun one to do. Pat's the man. Pat's great. I'm glad it led to we discovering each other and us becoming friends. Let's see what Google DeepThink came up with here. Side quest, real life RPG. What the hell? It came up with the exact same idea as the first idea. Right? Oh, that wasn't the first idea, but it's the same idea. It helps you prompt better, edits your prompts, expands on them. Yeah, but that's not really a mobile app idea. No one wants to go on their iPhone and like, no one wants to optimize their prompts on an iPhone. That's not what people want to do. They want to do that. Maybe on the web, that's a good idea. But I don't know if people want to sit down on their iPhone and optimize prompts and sit there and type prompts in. The vibe coding audience, people interested in AI. Let me start it. I'm going to start a new chat also. I want to expand on this pulse idea. Let's do this. Are you familiar with ChatGPT Pulse? All right, that's a side idea I want to develop as we're doing this. Right now, we're just in the ideation phase, right? Right now, we're just using AI. We have a direction we want to go in. We want to iron out this direction and figure out the winning idea. This is what you need to be doing. I do this on a daily basis. Daily basis, I go in, I just explore my thoughts with the AI. I'm just exploring my thoughts. We're going in different directions. Maybe it creates a spark, and then I follow that spark, and we make micro pivots, and we eventually get to where we want to go. We're just exploring with the AI right now. An app where you put in context about who you are in the system prompt. Then if you see random screenshots, you paste in the app, and the AI analyzes it to give you practical advice for you. I don't know what the hell that means. Tried anti-gravity. Gemini kept erroring. Switched to Claude and it worked instantly. Alex's love for it makes sense. Downside model hits quota fast. Yeah, I mean, Claude Code's the best. I'm a fan of anti-gravity. I'm a fan of anti-gravity for a couple of reasons. One, because I think it's the UI of the future, being able to manage an army of AI agents. That's why I like anti-gravity. Two, because the Google team keeps DMing me and saying how appreciative they are of the videos I make. That's nice. Most of the other AI companies completely ignore everything I do and say, which I'm not saying I'm like owed attention from the AI companies, but it's nice that Google is like, hey, thanks for making that video. That was pretty nice of them. It's not going to change my opinion of them. Like, if I'm not going to say anti-gravity is good if it's bad, but I think the UI is the future of IDEs where you don't see code, none of that. You just like manage AI agents. I think that's the future. The future app idea could be a capsule. Loop could be send messages or attachments in a delayed time, and the user goes to see what the capsule is counting down to open today. So how would that work? Would it come up with like a random prompt on a daily basis, like a random question, like, hey, what are you worried about? Or, hey, what are your goals for the day? And then you enter it in, and then it just randomly schedules a day, like 3 to 4 to 5 to a year, months in the future. And then you get it. Is that the idea? But what keeps people coming back every day if they don't have a capsule? People send you capsules and you send them capsules. So what, do you have to have friends? You have to friend up with people? What's the difference in sending a capsule and sending a text message? Why would I want to download this app to send a capsule when I can just text them? You know? No, I would write down, I learned building iOS apps from Alex Finn, and I will build the best app idea. The app predicts I am likely going to get building that app 1 year from now. That I'm likely to get from building that app. I don't know. I don't understand that. What about a real brain dump app? Like anytime you have an idea or thought, you brain dump, and then the AI to sort it into areas of life, like the to-do list projects or reminders, but it learns with you. This is kind of what I was noodling on. I mean, I would love to do a brain dump app, but it's like, it has to be a home run idea. It can't just be you open the app and enter in whatever's on your mind, and then an AI says, this is what you're thinking. Like, that can't be it. There has to be another level to it. I like the idea of a brain dump app, but I haven't thought of that killer. What makes it killer? What makes someone want to come back constantly to brain dump? I haven't figured that out yet. It can't just be you brain dump every day and then it gives you to-do items. That's too basic. No one wants that. I think there's something to the Pulse idea, though. Right? I think there's something to the Pulse idea. Let's see. ChatGPT Pulse is the new proactive briefings feature. It looks at your past chats, memory, optional connected apps, does background research once per day, and gives you a morning feed of cards and updates it thinks you care about. Okay, so I'm thinking about building... Oh, you can't see it. Okay, just move this. Here we go. I'm thinking about building my own version of it as an iOS app, where the app progressively learns about you and sends you relevant information every day. Like maybe it asks you one question a day. What stocks are you invested in? What is your favorite basketball team? Etc. Then multiple times a day, it adds new interesting news and information to your feed. Something like that. I feel like Pulse isn't... I feel like OpenAI isn't too focused on Pulse right now, and it's only available in the $200 a month tier. There's something here. Help me develop this idea. There's something here. There's something to this idea. There's something to this idea. Slender Morris Furnishings, let me... Like, what if every day Pulse asked you one question? It like text messaged you every day. What if every day Pulse text messaged you, hey, what are you invested in? What's your favorite? What's your biggest challenge? Something like that. And then it used that and learned from that and added it to its list of things it knows about you and made your Pulse recommendations even more relevant every day. And it almost became like a butler in a way. An app that connects all your devices when you brain dump. A way to consolidate ideas in one plate. Isn't that just like Apple Notes? What's the challenge it's solving? That you can brain dump on any device? Can anyone just brain dump on Apple Notes? Like, it needs to be interesting. It needs to be an interesting, unique idea. Me personally, I gave up on other AIs. I only use Opus 4.5. Even for chatting, Be Stormy. I guess we can see what Claude has to say about this and see what Claude's ideas are. If we can't come up with any good ideas from the AI, we're going to build that Pulse idea out. Let's see. We're still thinking here, ChatGPT. By the way, I think we're getting 5.2 next week. I think the news leaked we're getting 5.2 next week. And we're going to get Grok 4.2 next week, which I guess that's cool. Should we quickly see? We'll run the benchmark in a little bit. Oh, let's go through the Gemini Deep Thinking. Side Quest, the real-life RPG. A touch grass app. It cures boredom by turning real life into a video game. It procedurally generates a random task for the user to do in real life. The user presses generate quest. The AI checks the time, weather, and location to create a mission. Find a copy. This is such an AI idea. I don't know, man. I haven't been impressed with Gemini 3, to be quite honest. Developers hate journaling, but they love stats. This turns a 30-second yap session about your day into a D&D character sheet. The user holds a button and speaks naturally. That's such an AI idea also. Aura Market, the social stock exchange. A tracker that visualizes your life habits as volatile stock market. That's such an AI app idea. That's such an AI idea. I mean, what are people using Gemini 3 for anymore? Like, I don't know. These aren't good ideas. These are very AI ideas. These are just very AI. Like, no one would actually use any of these apps. All these apps are bad ideas. Like, they sound complex and mildly interesting, but no one in reality would use a multiplayer Pomodoro timer, a battle royale Pomodoro timer. At least the ChatGPT ideas were like, were they 10 out of 10? No, but they were starting points. They were good starting points for ideas. I don't know, man. I'm a big Google investor, but like, I don't know. What are we doing here? ChatGPT 5.1 thinking. Here we go. Yes, ChatGPT pulses. Oh, here we go. It didn't. Oh my God, it didn't save the message I sent to it. All right, let's see what Opus 4.5 has to say about all this. Side quest, daily micro adventure generator. Each day an app gives you a small randomized side quest based on your location, like compliment a stranger or try. This is the exact same idea Gemini gave me. Energy ledger, personal battery tracker. What? That's the exact same idea that. It's like they're all the same. 1% better, micro improvement challenges. The app presents one tiny specific challenge each day that takes under 5 minutes. Drink an extra glass of water, stretch for 60 seconds, text someone you haven't in a while, you build the morning. I mean, time capsule. Future self-messaging. I'll stop pushing now, but if you actually build a useful Pulse app, the people will actually open it every day as a part of their morning routine. The question for building a Pulse app, though, is like, how do you get that first base set of information that it gives you gives you news on, right? That does important things for you, right? Like, do they sign up for it and then it gives you like a questionnaire and you answer the questionnaire and that's how it gets you the base set? Brain dump into the Pulse thing. Daily question, the ability to brain dump into it. Then sends random insights about your life, things you may not have considered. Helps you avoid blind spots. I think there's something there. Onboarding. Yeah, there's an onboarding process. All right, so let's develop this. We're going to send another message here, except this time I'm thinking about. This is the idea we're going to build. I'm thinking about building out my own version of ChatGPT Pulse, but better, an iOS app Right now, Pulse is only available on the $200 a month tier. So what we're doing right now is we're developing our idea. This is what you got to do. See what we've been doing here? Note this down. We've been spending the last half hour going between 5 different AIs, bouncing ideas off all of them, finding a direction, ironing it down, chiseling it down. Now we have a pretty good direction. Now we're going to iron it out. Right now we're going to finalize this idea. Are they somehow reading the browser tabs as context? It seems like when you talk about something, they get ads on your social media. What, in ChatGPT Atlas? Yeah, of course. They're collecting all your data, of course. Pulse with the group AI check. Combine 2 new OpenAI features. Connect people with similar interests and ask about the same questions as a group of people, then connect anonymously. No, that's weird. That's an AI idea, no skims. That's like an AI idea. A group chat of randomly matched people based on interest. Like, that's yeah, it sounds like a mildly, not to insult you, but like it sounds like a mildly interesting idea. But in practice, would anyone sign up for an app where you get placed into random group chats with people? I don't know. I'm thinking about building my own version of ChatGPT Pulse, but better. An iOS app. Right now, Pulse is only available in 2. I'm thinking they can download it, enter a questionnaire, get a new question every day based on their interests, and the app will send them interesting news relevant to them multiple times a day, including AI generated ideas and recommendations that make their life better. What do you think? I'll copy this prompt because last time it didn't work, and let's send. I think we're getting a good direction here to build this app out. I think we're going in a good direction here. I kind of like this. And I kind of like giving it like an anthropomorphic like personality. Like naming it like Chad or something, and it feels like you're talking with a Chad, and or not like a Chad, like the name Chad. And keep in mind, I system prompt ChatGPT to challenge every idea I come up with. So the fact that it's saying it sucks is better? Am I live? Can you hear me? I don't know what's going on. Dude, no one has more audio issues than me. Nobody has more audio issues than me. Can you hear me? Am I working? All right. Like the microphone just stops working halfway through every single time. My camera turns off halfway through every single time. It's so friggin' annoying. I'm like cursed. Anyone ever feel cursed? I feel cursed. The idea is directionally good. Let's break it down properly. Reality check. What you're proposing right now. Your current pitch. User downloads iOS app, fills out a questionnaire, gets a new question every day based on their interest, multiple notifications per day. Would curate news, AI generating ideas Rex. This is basically personalized briefing, journaling prompt idea generator. Wasn't for long, just when you respond to my comments. All right. The space is already crowded. Pulse, every AI news digest app, every habit journaling with daily prompts. Yeah, but this is a combination of all three. I gotta change the system prompt because I think it just challenges me for no reason now. Like I don't want it to say every idea is crap. Like every idea I've ever given ChatGPT, it says it's crap because of my system prompt, which gets annoying. The only moats here are depth of personalization, what users do with the outputs, your brand distribution. Right now, your spec is nice to have. It won't survive if Pulse becomes default on everyone's phone. You need a viciously clear job to be done. What is the one concrete outcome your app guarantees? Examples of sharp outcomes. These are the kinds of things people actually pay for. Better Decisions app. Every day it aggressively helps you make one better decision. 1% Richer app. Focus only on money, career, leverage. It doesn't send you random news. It sends a specific move to make. It's not a bad idea. So it gives you, based on what it knows about you, one thing to do every day that'll get you 1% closer to making money. Execution GPT for your life. It doesn't just inform you. It walks you to completed tasks. Here's a script. Here's a link. Here's the email draft. Tap the send. I don't know what that means. Your current description sounds like interesting news pulse idea. That's entertaining. People churn for that quickly. Pick a brutal, narrow job to be done and design everything around it. If I were you, give your brand, I pick 1% better. The app that focuses you do one high leverage action per day. It gives you one high leverage action per day. I don't know. Concrete product timeframes. A questionnaire doesn't just ask interest. It sets domains, current constraints, mediums, outcome, personal operating profile that AI uses to generate actions, not trivia. Daily loop. Every day the app delivers exactly 1% action card, super concrete size to fit the user's time budget. Reach out to one person in your niche with this DM template. Optimize this subscription. Here are 2 cheaper alternatives. Script to cancel. Draft and post this tweet thread and tests. I don't think AI is good enough to do this, though. I don't think AI is good enough to draft you a tweet and say, post this, and then it performs well. I don't know. Apple Notes doesn't store in memory for all future conversations, so not the same as journaling ideas. Idea to make money, be more productive, keep learning deeper on a topic you have interest in. So the AI will give you recommendations every day to get 1% better. Social media network that allows you to progress in real life skills through achievement unlock. Skills progress in public. Example, cooking. 100 recipes to check out your max, your cooking. But I don't want to make a social media network. That's way too much work. Differentiation versus Pulse. Pulse advantage, deep context from chats, memory, and integrated apps. Your advantage, if you're smart, platform specific with widgets, push timing tuned to use behavior, possibly health kit, screen time, focus mode integrations. Brutal focus. Pulse equals broad assistant for everything. You equals assistant for 1% better decisions and actions only. You already have a worldview on shipping, leverage, distribution. You can hard code some of that into system prompts. If you use personalized AI news, you lose. Pulse existing apps will beat you on compute and data. Architecture outlines. You're not hand wavy. Here's my concern. I don't think AI is good enough to give. That's not my concern. My concern is I don't think people will remain hooked on an app that just gives them one recommendation a day on something to do. It would need to be hyper personalized. It's literally just an actual good version of Pulse. But what makes Pulse an actually good version? What are we missing? What's Pulse missing to make it an actually good version? What's missing from Pulse to make it an actually good version, Slender Morris Furnishings? That's my question. That's the piece we're missing here. What is a differentiator from Pulse? I think Pulse is an amazing idea. It's not being developed enough. What is it missing? What is it missing? An idea to make, this is what it's missing. Ideas to make money, be more productive, and keep learning deeper on a topic that you have interest in. I don't think you I want to develop this idea further. What are ways this app could help users make more money, be more productive, and keep learning? I need realistic examples. Let's see what we need to make this tangible, Slender Morris Furnishings. What does it mean how does an AI app give you ideas to make more money, right? Like, how does it become tangible? Making more money, income improvement playbook, small but real. Use case, user is salary, no side hustle. Daily card example. Title, give yourself a 3% raise in 15 minutes. User previously said they haven't checked recurring bills in 2 years. Card contents, so to message your internet provider to lower your bill. Here's the exact page link from their site to start a chat call. Here's what to say if they push back. Right, I think that's the idea we're coming up with here, is how do we make a pulse that actually changes your daily behavior? How do we create a pulse that actually changes your daily behavior? Test a $10 digital product this week. You sound like you know Excel, making one-page personal budget template for freelancers. Use this AI prompt to auto-generate the copy for Gumroad pages. Follow-up cards a week. Did you create the product? If not, do this smaller steps. The issue is people are so lazy, and even if 1 million people sign up for this, 0.0001% of people actually like get a notification that says make a $10 product, and they actually do it, right? Agree. More productive or keep learning deep dive. This is based on your onboarding and history context build up over time. Yo, what are you building? First stream I've watched in like 2 weeks. Exams coming up. This is Karen Jajali. Welcome back, Karen Jajali. We are ideating an iOS app that we're going to build out. We have a direction where we want to go. We want to build a new version of ChatGPT Pulse that's like actionable. So it knows about you and it sends you daily briefs, but those daily briefs are like actionable ideas that improve your life. Ideas for businesses, improving your life, things like that. Career capital and pay upside. Mid-level employee who wants a higher salary in 6 to 12 months. Track 3 wins this week for your promotion file. Reply here with 3 concrete results delivered this week. I'll reformat into achievement bullets, and you can reuse and reviews in LinkedIn. Here's the salary brand range for your role in your city. Copy this email to your manager for... And the OpenAI API has a 24-hour context memory recall, so it should be able to log if you set it to 20 every 12 hours and add to local basic database of previous ideas. Jordan Peterson evaluates your life decisions. That's pretty funny. Oh boy, I agree on that. There are so many potential customers, but put there for us developers, all the ones who can't bother getting off the couch. Incredible value. I just subscribed. I want to develop a web app, e-learning content, integrated AI tools, private community. Do you like anti-gravity? Supabase is the right solution? No, Claude Code is the right solution. Right now, the best app builder is Claude Code with Opus 4.5. E-learning content, integrated AI tools, private community. That sounds a lot like Vibe Coding Academy. Link down below. Vibe Coding Academy is due. We have our first Friday stand-up right after this live stream, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you're interested in a Claude Code Masterclass, if you're interested in meeting with me on a weekly basis, Vibe Coding Academy, link down below. Join that. If you join during this stream, you get into the next call, which is the moment the stream ends. So you want to sign up now. You can join the call. We all hang out, talk about our ideas, build our ideas out together. It's the #1 way to be a Vibe Coder in 2025. Join the Vibe Coding Academy. There you go. There's my pitch. Monetizing existing skills content. User already has a post. Turn this week's 3 posts into a paid asset. Here are 3 best posts this week. I've combined them in rough outline. Here's the finished draft you can sell as a quick start guide X. Here's a tweet to email announce it. Be more productive. Forget toxic productive. Actual productivity equals more finished things that matter. Ruthless daily prioritization. So Slender Morris Furnishings, is this just like they get a push notification every day with like, build this app, write this tweet? 3 tasks you can do today. Learning without applications is dopamine. Your app should focus on applied micro learning. Example for someone learning marketing, skill microloop. Today, hook writing in 2 sentences. Write 3 hooks for your actual product job. I'll score them and suggest 2 improvements. Turning content consumption into output. They read, watch stuff, but never do anything with it. Card example, turn yesterday's video into one idea you apply. Paste the video you consumed yesterday. Extract 3 key ideas. Long-term skills track. If someone explicitly wants to learn X, public speaking, create skills track. 30 days track with 20 days of micro drills, 10 days of application feedback. Let's make this tangible. 30-year-old marketer wants an extra $500 a month, constantly overwhelmed, wants to learn more about AI and growth. Monday, money. Cancel or downgrade 1 subscription. Productivity. Pick your 3 tasks. Here's the filtered list from your notes. Learning. Read this 2-minute explanation of LTV CAC. Rewrite it in your own words. I'll check it out. Your design constraint. Every feature should pass a filter. Does this help the user do one concrete thing that increases money, reduces friction, and builds a skill today in under 30 minutes? If the answer is it informs them, it doesn't drive behavior, kill it. If you want next, I can draft the card schema, then write the system prompt to use the server. What is the user experience flow for this app? Here we go. Yes, but based on context aware. I've been searching for basics of Vercel. So e.g., the next day it compiles a detailed, simple explanation how to deploy my specific app to Vercel step by step. Okay, so it'll ask you a question like, what are you learning about this week? You'll say Vercel, and then it'll be like, okay, here's a bunch of things you need to know about Vercel. I think it's not a bad idea. Why not get ChatGPT to play out what the user experience is with ChatGPT Pulse? If you kind of see what it looks like, it might be easier to find gaps that you can take advantage of. So here's I actually am starting to like this idea more and more of what we're about to build out here. We're going to start building this out in a second. Because here's the main challenge I want to solve with the software I build, the AI software I build. I think AI is the most powerful technology ever created. New haircut, by the way. Still, it takes like, there's the 14-day rule with haircuts where it takes like 14 days to grow into your haircut. Right now, I don't think the haircut's that great. But in 14 days, it's going to look flawless. It takes 14 days to grow into a haircut. It's called the 14-day rule. I think AI is the most powerful technology ever made. What I want to build an app today that does is, here's the issue, is so many people, like 99% of people that use AI, they open it up and they say, tell me a fart joke, right? They don't use it properly. I want to build an app that's proactive. It gets you in, it gets you the value of AI. It does the AI, like it creates the value of the AI for you automatically. So you just press it on and it does the work for you. I think that's what people need. I think that's what people need. I think that's what this app could do. I think that's what this app can do, can proactively create value. I want to figure out the user experience for this app. What is the user experience flow for this app? They sign up, then ask a bunch of questions, then answer a bunch of questions. Then what? They get a push notification every day. We got to figure out what this user flow is for this app we're about to build. I like where we're going though with this. I hope you all are taking notes. This is what you got to be doing every day, generating ideas with AI. Think of it as a daily operating system, not a news app. Here's a clean, realistic end-to-end UX. First run. The app gives you one high leverage move per day to make more money, be productive, keep learning. It will take 5 to 20 minutes a day. You choose the intensity. Set this up. No fluff. You're setting expectations. This costs time, but compounds. Onboarding questionnaire, but tight, not bloated. You do one short flow, then you're in. No 20-minute survey. Screen, what matters most right now? Make more money, be productive, learn new skills. Then can pick multiple, but you ask, pick one primary. Time and intensity. How much time can you realistically give on a typical day? The setting drives task size. No point generating 60-minute actions for a 5-minute person. Money context. Screens like, do you have a side income right now? Which describes you most? What's your target for extra income per month? Productivity context. Where do you feel the most friction? Too many tasks, no priorities. End of onboarding, immediate day zero action. As soon as onboarding ends, you don't drop them into an empty dashboard. You instantly generate a first today set. Your 1% plan for today. Money action. Call or chat with the internet provider using this script to try and... I wish you would stop giving me this idea. I think this is the stupidest fucking idea ever. Call your internet provider to negotiate down your bill. Like, no one's going to do that. 0% of people that get the recommendation to call their internet provider to negotiate down their bill will actually take that recommendation. I kind of feel like telling ChatGPT right now, stop giving me that recommendation. Because that's such a stupid idea. I forgot to make this open for everyone. And the YouTube studio is terrible. Monetization. It by default makes it so it's for kids, so that halfway through the stream it turns off the chat. It's so stupid. That makes 0 sense. High point coding. Productivity action. From all the things in your plate, list 5 tasks in the box. I'll pick your top 3 today. Learning action. Say you want to get better at skill. Here's a 2-minute concept and 3-minute micro exercise tied to your actual work. Lower one monthly expense in 10 minutes. No one's going to do that, though. The issue is we're relying on the AI to come up with interesting suggestions on how to get 1% better. And the AI is just not good enough to give interesting. Like, if you give someone a script on how to call their cable company to lower their bill, no one's going to actually take that recommendation. Pick and lock in today's 3 tasks. Simple, text, error, quick, important from yesterday's tasks. Making money and self-improvement are 2 massively different areas. Niche down into one and make it extremely effective. Yeah, I think the idea has got to be for self-improvement. I don't think AI is going to be able to give you a new recommendation every day on how to make more money. I don't think that AI is good enough yet to do that. Hi, Alex. What Claude code plan you have? The $200 a month one. It's worth it. You got me over here trying 5 apps at a time in anti-gravity. When will you do a stream with it? On anti-gravity? We can do one next week. I really wanted to build an iOS app today, though. History and inside view. Make more money is too abstract. Proactive. Here's more detailed info to implement something you ask a question about in checklist for productivity. Make money will be AI slop advice. Yeah, that's a good point, Slender Morris. It needs to be productivity based. It can't be make more money based. Where it teaches you something. Here, I'm going to be brutally honest with ChatGPT. I think all the recommendations you've given me around making more money, I think all the example you give me around making more money have been terrible AI slop, and nobody is actually going to do them. I think we might need to stick with self-improvement and productivity. A task doesn't give you a crazy thing to do in public to lessen anxiety through exposure therapy. Yeah, but no one's going to do that. If 1,000 people download an app that recommends them doing something crazy in public, at most 2 people out of the 1,000 will actually do it, and everyone else will uninstall the app. Right? If 1,000 people download an app and the app says, hey, go in public and yell, ah! 2 people will do it, and then everyone else will uninstall the app. Yeah, but it's not a thing. It's not going to work. An outgoing chatbot that calls your providers, it's not going to work. Yeah, fear, call your ISP and test a technology is exactly the kind of people say they'll do and never actually do. If the behavior doesn't happen, the product is garbage. So let's drop make more money as explicit pillar in V1 and design a self-improvement productivity OS that stays close to what people actually do. Every daily action must be directly tied to something they're actually doing or struggling with, doable in 5 to 20 minutes, obviously useful the same day. Productivity execution actions people will actually take. This is a chat heavy stream, but we've got to find a banger idea. Productivity execution actually people will take. Project first actions. I guess Veggie32 is going to bring it around to mewing soon. Yeah, who are you trying to serve? Like single moms? I think figuring out who you're trying to serve will help find the angle. Yeah, I think that's a good point, Wesley Power. Who are we trying to serve? Who are we trying to serve with this? I think this is all generic AI slop, these recommendations. Like if an AI texts you and says, hey, kill a notification that doesn't deserve your attention, you just immediately uninstall the app because that doesn't mean anything. That's just AI slop. It needs to be something interesting. Do we make it angled toward vibe coders? But then how do we make a proactive app for vibe coders? Self-improvement learning without feel like homework. We want a behavior change insight, not write 3 pages of journaling about your childhood. Micro reflection feeds back into productivity. Reflection is only useful if it drives future decisions. Can't breathe out of my nose today. Why did yesterday go off the rails? Task suggestion gives you a random question you need to extract the answer out of from a stranger every day. That's a horrible idea. Horrible idea. An app that gives you a question you have to ask to a stranger every day. Like, no one's going to do that. No one wants to do that. No one's interested in that. No one wants to do that. Oh, you have Veggie32. Before you give me any more ideas, think, is this something that normal people would want to do? Or is this just something that a person that goes into live chat and tells everyone to mute would want to do? Right? Normal people don't want to get recommendations on crazy things they can say to random people. Flow, I like flow with. It's cool. I can't breathe out of my nose. Excuse me. An assistant to vibe coders. You give it your idea and your project and it thinks on features and improves the idea. Maybe debrief and compare your idea to the market. That's another idea I've been noodling on. Wesley Power. Is how do I make like a toolbox for vibe coders? How do I make like a project management app for vibe coders? What are tools vibe coders could use? The new age of vibe coding. Let's open that chat up. Let's go down that strand. I think we're struggling with the daily pulse strand. I think we're struggling with that one to find like interesting recommendations an AI can give every single day. I'm a big YouTube and X creator that creates content around AI and primarily vibe coding. Why aren't we making personalized self-hosting AI? Self-hosted AI. It says CD on 444444444. That's a good question. Eventually, I will be making content around that. Eventually, I will be making more content around self-hosting AI. I want to buy a GPU, whether it's an RTX 6000 or a Mac Studio. I'm going to eventually do that. But I don't have that now, so I can't make much content around it. But I am doing a lot of studying every night on it. I am reading a textbook on machine learning. I want to like understand machine learning from the deepest level before I buy my own GPU and start building and fine-tuning models. Rent a shadow PC. I want to buy a GPU. Switching back and forth between vibe coding and brainstorming while waiting can be costly. I forget what I need to focus on. I'm working very hard on this context awareness agents. I'm working very hard on this context awareness agents. Well, if the focus is self-improvement, it has to be difficult, uncomfortable. What are the people looking to self-improve? Which one? I'm 1 month into vibe coding. I'm focused on making a personal website so I can be self-hosted. I'm in this site. I'm making a knowledge-based video platform. That's great. Nice haircut, man. Thank you, Mr. Oba. I appreciate that. I was thinking about making a vibe coding toolkit that has a bunch of important things vibe coders can use, like a security check agent that checks the security of your app. I'm a big YouTube and X creator that creates content around AI and primarily vibe coding. I want to make a toolkit for vibe coders. Tools built for new vibe coders who weren't developers before. Things like tech stack recommenders, security agents that regularly check the security of your app, things like that. What do you think? I was going to say it sucks because I got to change the system prompt for ChatGPT. It says every idea I give sucks. See, I haven't even touched the security issue on my website yet. I know it's loaded with issues. So would it be helpful, Mr. Rogers OG, if you had a vibe coding tool that regularly every night, without you even clicking on anything, check the security of your app and website? Who this actually is for, not AI devs. It's for people who only know how to talk to Claude, but have a Next.js super-based repo and are terrified of picking the wrong stack, shipping something insecure, building prod with some random edit. For new vibe coders, the pain isn't I don't have enough tools. It's stack paralysis. What should I use? Did I just have a security disaster? Guess vague specs, no production checklist, bad AI integration. Concrete tools you should put into this vibe coding toolkit. In your opinion, Gemini and Opus combo is better, or Opus only approach in having front-end plugin maybe? Opus 4.5 only. There's no need to complicate things. The only place I would use multiple models is for ideation. I think ChatGPT is a better ideating model. So I like ChatGPT as a co-pilot, 5.1 thinking as a co-pilot, 5.2 coming next week, by the way. 5.1 thinking as a co-pilot, then Opus as the coder. But like I wouldn't use multiple models and tools to program. I think that'd be just overcomplication. P.S. Thank you for your Claude coding videos. It allowed me to move to my next steps. Of course, CDon. It appears my Claude code videos are like, should I just be a Claude code channel? I feel like all my Claude code videos are the best performing videos. Should I just exclusively make videos on Claude Code? Large projects with big revenues for small projects with constant small income. I built myself a PC with NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4070 Ti and run Copilot and VS Code free with the Llama models. Not like Claude, but good enough for most things. Yeah, I'm thinking about adding more content about local AI and building your own local AI and what you can do with that. I want to make sure I understand machine learning on a really deep level first. So I'm doing a lot of studying there. And then I'm going to start building out my own AI lab. Quick question. Aren't vibe coders primarily working on computers rather than their phone? Unless this would be a desktop app if we build this out. I'm just exploring different ideas right now for what we can build. I wish I could breathe out of my nose right now. Concrete tools you should build in this app blueprint stack recommender. This should be core. Input what they want to build, comfort level, budget. Output one opinionated stack, architecture overview, and then a Claude cursor prompt to pack it in. All right, let's do it. Let's build this. Let's build a vibe coding toolkit. Let's build a vibe coding toolkit. The first tool we'll put in it is this stack recommender. So you put in an idea and it gives you a recommendation for a stack, for like a tech stack. What do you guys think about that? And then we can layer on other tools like a security checker that goes in and checks your security. I'm thinking, but doesn't one useful prompt also do a good recommendation like in a normal Claude chat? Yeah, but what we do is we'd structure it. So like you'd put in your idea and it would structure the tech stack. Like it would show you each one, then it have like a link to the site, and then it would have like for build something that capitalizes off the technology iPhone in a Pokemon Go fashion. Ideas related to vibe coding are boring, given that vibe coding is incredibly straightforward. Yeah, but the issue is a lot of vibe coders have challenges, Veggie32. Like their security is bad. Doesn't Claude just do this based on your idea? If you give an app idea but define the wrong tech stack, Claude won't build the best app. Yeah. I'm thinking this needs to be really, it might want to list several and teach you about the tech stack after its suggestions and why. These needs to be really unique. If you use Claude Code, it already, what's a new tech in the iPhone that Apple is backing? I don't know, liquid glass. So you're looking for something like to TurboTax the vibe coding process. Yes. I'm thinking like a project management tool, something like that. If you use Claude Code, it already gives you tech stacks. How do we make this stand out and be super unique and helpful? Leftover because the code rewrites. I'm always having to audit my code and remote old code. This would be a good vibe coding tool. Leftover because you're from code rewrite. Is that English? Leftover because from code rewrites. Always having to audit my code and remote old code. I don't know what that means. What are you saying? Dart is the name of an AI project manager. Dart AI project manager. Welcome to Dart, AI native project management. Dart incorporates AI from the ground to empower your team to work smarter, streamline tasks, and achieve more with less effort. I don't want an AI project management tool. I want a project management tool for AI vibe coding. After you have vibe coding an app, you then give the app your link to GitHub, and then he tool teaches you. Then he tool teaches you from a beginner to how the tool works, so you learn. I don't understand that. When you talk to me in the chat, can you make sure you use complete sentences? What is after? I don't even understand what you just said to me. After you have vibe coded an app, you then give the app your link to your GitHub. Then he tool teaches you how the tool works, so you learn. Is that English? Another question: how do you quickly change models when you switch between planning and execution in the Claude chat in VS Code? I came from Root Code in there. It's super easy to switch between the modes. /model. Right now, your idea is too close to Claude Code, but with a nicer hat. If you ship that, it dies. You need to sit above Claude Code, not next to them. Think operating system for non-dev founders. Here's how you make it actually unique and hard to copy. Reframe what your tool is. Not toolkit to help vibe coders. It's because they're not mewing. Their speech gets slurred. Yeah, like what? Slender Morris Furnishing. I like it, bud, but is this English? I feel like you went to Chat GPT and said, hey, just give me a complete random assortment of words. And then you pasted it into the chat. Toolkit to help vibe coders pick stacks and check security. I manage the whole AI app build for you. Decision, safety, prompts, and business. Claude just does the typing. You remember context across time. You enforce constraints. You translate dev into humans. You bake into your battle-tested patterns. Claude Code does none of that on its own. Unique pillar 1, persist. Vibe code decision log. Claude picks a stack per conversation. Forgets what you decided last week. The tool explains what the tech stack is, why Claude Code chose the tech stack. It teaches you what you built in simple English so you improve your knowledge with each app. All right, that makes sense. I don't know. Thank you for everything you do. It has been a big help for me. Oh, of course, Vet 11B downrange. I appreciate you, bud. Thanks for watching. I think we just got to start building. We don't have a... I want to build that iOS app. Micro improvement challenges. The issue is I just don't think AI is clever enough to every day give you an interesting recommendation on how to improve your life. I don't think the AI is like that creative yet, where every day, I think it's going to eventually come off as AI slop if it gives you a recommendation every day to improve your life. Yeah, that's the step we're on here, Bron Colleen. Future self messaging. Send messages, photos, or voice notes to your future self with scheduled delivery. Streak for setting weekly capsules. Unlock time traveler deals. Receive memory coins when you open old ones. The emotional hook is strong and it's dead simple to build. I think ChatGPT gave the best recommendations for ideas. We didn't find a winner yet, but so what are you gonna do? You're gonna have your iPhone pointed at you all day, Veggie32? What are you talking about? You commit to spend 1% of your day on specific areas, learning, creating health. The app is just a 14-minute mission launcher tracker. User sets a 1% focus for a season. Writing, coding, fitness. Each day tap 1% session start, 14-minute countdown. After session 2, tap reflection. Did you do the real thing or half-ass it? You need to find something that personally inspires you to create something. For me, it's all about being self-hosted. Yeah, eventually I'll do stuff like that. What about some sort of interesting habit tracker? How do we make a unique habit tracker that is gamified and something people want to use daily? So we have two paths we can take the rest of the stream. We can keep pursuing this iOS app idea, or we can work on this video game I've been working on the last week. Would you guys rather see me keep pursuing this mobile app idea and we try to find a mobile app to build out and we go see that to execution? Or do you want me to pivot to a video game idea I already have that I started building that we can continue on? The video game idea is this, if people are curious. I am absolutely addicted to a video game called Arc Raiders, which is basically an extraction shooter where you go in and you kill people and you try to get loot and you extract. I want to build a 2D top-down version of that game. I think that would be cool. I started work on that. The other is we stick with this iOS app idea. We try to find a good idea and build it. Vote in the chat. I am excited about it, but I really wanted to find a good iOS app idea and build it out on a live stream. Build the iOS app, please. I think we're 2-1 for the video game. What about some sort of interesting habit tracker? App that gives you live social feedback from Gemini through AirPods based on the webcam converse. Veggie, I'm going to be honest, man. These ideas are weird. Think about that practically, Veggie32. You're just going to have your phone open all day recording everything you do and your headphones are going to talk to you? 3JS. People clearly need some help with their lives. They're all overwhelmed and feel the need to improve. Yeah, there's something here. I think there's something here with the self-improvement. There's something here. AI-driven self-improvement. Personalized self-improvement. Personalized self-improvement. Is the Pulse idea the winning idea where it learns about you and gives you personalized self-improvement recommendations? Is that the winning idea? Is that the winning idea? People want to improve, and AI is the best way to improve that, to implement that. Yeah, let's just build it. Let's just build it. It's funny. The self-improvement app has the opposite effect on users versus the video game, which is wasting time. It's true, but video games are fun, so it is what it is. How about a social media app for digital nomads, vibe coders that uses location and helps vibe coders to connect with the... That's what kind of what we were working on with the App Store, the Vibe Coding App Store. That's kind of what we were working on, where it had social networking in it, like a discussion board, kind of like a Reddit built in, where you can share your apps. Life OS build add-on modules as we go. Lots of next ideas and next steps. Track users can give points of not to use them. The only way the personalized improvement works The AI needs very solid context of the user's life. Otherwise, it feels like AI stuff because it's missing critical information, so it makes stuff up. Yeah, it needs to have like a really big onboarding process of like, what are you learning about? What are your interests? What do you do on a day-to-day basis? It would need to ask them daily questions to learn more about them every day. Let's build this iOS app out. Let's build this out. Let's build this out. Let's just get building. Equals context, no, slow roll daily onboarding. Equals context agent, no, slow roll daily onboarding. What does that mean? I don't know what that means, City on. What about a gamified to-do list with positive affirmations? That's what I was thinking. But maybe we can integrate a to-do list into this personal self-improvement agent. By the way, everyone leave a like down below. Leave a like down below so we get more people in this party. If you haven't yet, subscribe and turn on notifications, because all I do is create amazing videos about AI, improving your life with AI. You want to be notified the moment I release the video, so turn on notifications. Let's go into Xcode. See, sometimes, why can't I share Xcode? StreamYard, what's going on here? Xcode. Share screen. Share screen. Window. Does Apple not allow me to share Xcode? Whatever, we'll share Claude code anyway. Self-improvement agent. I'm going to set this up real quick. I'm going to open up Claude code and I'll share that. Documents, new folder, self-improvement agent. There's got to be something around this self-improvement idea. We're going to build it out. I think Claude code is going to be able to help us. So I opened up Xcode. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open up Claude code inside of Visual Studio, and we're going to get to building here. I'm going to share my window in 1 second. I'm just setting this up. Open. Documents, self-improvement agent. Not many people are interested in self-development. Too many people are content going to work, bringing home the paycheck, because that's how it is. You are targeting a small group, I think. I don't think so. I disagree with that. I think a lot of people want to improve themselves. I think the keys is zero in on one small area of self-improvement rather than general improvement. What could be one small area we can focus on? None of you guys are doing self-improvement, by the way. That's huge cope. Learning is not necessarily self-improvement. Since when is learning not self-improvement? You're getting smarter. You're learning stuff. Here's the thing. If we build a good V1 in the app where it learns about you every day and we get a ton of context, we could build more functionality on top of that, right? Like if we build a good app and it starts getting a lot of context from users, then we can add on functionality after, since we have a lot of context about the user. Oh, nope. Here we go. But it still needs to be a compelling, like, first idea where people actually want to sign up and use it, you know? Because you can be a depressed failure in life while knowing all details about dinosaurs. Only actual knowledge matters. Yeah, for sure. Now you're picking up what I'm laying down, but we still need to figure out CDON 4444444. What's this? What's the hook for the V1 that gets people in wanting to use it? What's the hook for V1? Let's go into plan mode. I think the way you get context should be the daily questions, but also brain dumps, like maybe voice mode brain dump, the journal about your life. Yeah, if we can get people brain dumping, we can learn a lot about them. I'm looking to build an iOS mobile app that is an AI agent that progressively learns about you and improves your life. When you onboard, it gives you a questionnaire to learn about you, then asks you new questions every day. It takes all this information and gives you customized recommendations for improving every day. We need to iron out this idea, though. We need to figure out the hook that gets people coming back and makes this interesting. Could be something around getting them to do daily brain dumps, then gets recommendations, or is like a to-do list, and then it gives them recommendations, something like that, or a journaling app. But I want to build an app that gives users personalized and proactive AI recommendations for improving their lives. This is on plan mode. Let's see what Claude has to say about this. We'll start building this puppy out. Personalized self-improvement plan based on brain dump. What if we combine it somehow with like a to-do list? Like you have your to-dos in there, and so it learns about you that way. An app that takes their phone data and makes a daily wrap-up and night podcast. That's interesting. Hard to lay out my cell phone with so few characters about how daily stoic journaling practices like Marcus Aurelius. What if the app acts like a therapist, can give positive affirmations each day after the brain dump? It needs to be deeper than that, not just that, hey, it tells you you're awesome every day. You know, I want actionable things that make your life better. I wanted to do research for you and teach you things and check in on you because it knows you did this other thing the other day. You know what I'm saying? Your own daily wrap podcast. What if like the app gave you like your own customized AI generated podcast? What's the primary? Okay, so now it's asking me questions. This is cool. I love when Claude Code does this. What's the primary pain point you want to solve? It is more about helping people reflect, take action, or get unstuck. I think it's around action and accountability, right? How to define what makes the user's life better. Should be based on goals, dreams for the user. What makes this different from ChatGPT or existing AI apps? What's the unique angle? Persistent memory, proactive nudges, structure for guided daily ritual prompts rather than open-ended chat. All three of those. And then I'm also going to say, I think being proactive is going to be huge. Most AI apps, you have to go in and think about something to ask to get value. I want this to give value proactively. Next. Connecting community leaders to people in the local community where they can share life and receive advice, mentorship from their local leaders. I don't know. People can spot flaws in other people, but not their own app. App starts a question, each start or level getting deeper. Player watches their mistakes and maybe learns how to improve based on game choice. I don't really understand what you said. People can spot flaws in other people, but not their own. App starts with the question, each start or level getting. What does that mean? App starts with question, each start or level getting deeper. That doesn't make sense. It's not English. The therapist is only putting information from the user to build up a database that can be used for all other ideas you have for the app. The therapist is only pulling information from the user to build up a database that can be used for all other ideas you have for the app. Is this Claude? This is VS Code. I'm not using Claude Desktop because it doesn't have a plan mode. What is the ideal user? This affects the hook significantly. Ambitious professionals, mental wellness seekers, life transition phase. I think ambitious professionals. Submit answers. What about an app that helps to help people improve that? Yeah, I think that's what we need for a lot of people in the chat. I feel like half the messages I get in the chat is just like a random assortment of words that don't mean anything. I don't know what's going on in the chat today. I don't know if people are drunk because it's a Friday, but I feel like half the messages I've read today are just random assortments of words that don't mean anything. Like, what are we talking? App starts with question, each start or level getting deeper. That's a sentence. What does that mean? That's a sentence? Player watches their mistakes and maybe learns how to improve based on game choice. Is that just a rant? Like, I read all 40 of those words and my brain is just like, what am I reading? What is this? Brian Boda? I don't know. What's the primary input mechanism? How does AI learn about your day-to-day? Quick daily check-in. I think quick daily check-in. Voice text brain dump. Veggie32, I'm about to permanently ban you from the chat. I'm not even going to put your chat on the screen. Do not stop saying really stupid things. Veggie32. Like, what are you talking about? No one on planet Earth wants that. Stop saying things like that. What about an app for streamers that analyzes chat and refines sentences of users so that the streamer understands them faster? Yeah, the only sentences I'm understanding from Veggie32, and I wish I didn't understand them. Alex, your brain's not bugging out. English and grammar is not in this live stream. Yeah, Veggie, listen, bud. You're the only person I understand in the chat right now, and I really wish I didn't understand what you were saying. Pick an idea that AI can't solve. What should the proactive notification actually say? What's the aha moment when the user gets a push notification? You said you want to do X, your afternoon's free. Patterns, I know it's to skip workouts. What have you, I don't know. Review your answer. Let's just submit, see what it says. I like this, though. I like this, that Claude is asking me questions. I like this. It's pulling ideas out of me. Veggie32 is one more weird message away from being banned. I think I've maybe banned one person from chat since I started doing this months ago. Veggie32 is about to be the second one. Do we want to use OpenAI or Anthropic for the back end of this? Which one has a better AI API for this right now? I feel like ChatGPT is going to have cheaper options, help us save a little money. Anthropic's still pretty pricey. We'll use OpenAI. What's the MVP scope you want to build first? Onboard daily flow, add local storage, full backend. Let's do onboarding daily flow and submit answers. Alex, did I laugh? Alex can't even keep himself from laughing. Did I laugh at Veggie32? I didn't laugh at Veggie32. I didn't laugh. I didn't find it funny. Why not use Open Router? I don't know. I don't feel like it. I'm currently trying to build a scanner for card games like Yu-Gi-Oh! I used to play so much Yu-Gi-Oh! As a kid. I used to play so much of it. I loved Yu-Gi-Oh! As a kid. Yeah, I should have. This plan was pretty incredible. The fact that it's asking me all these questions, this is actually really good. I mean, this is kind of what I want out of an app, like a proactive, asks you questions, gives you insight type of app. I want to make an app like Claude Code Plan Mode. I found something AI can't answer, and I'm going ham on it. It's a simple question, but AI gets lost. Interesting. Let's see what Claude Code comes. Maybe Claude Code's going to come up with something interesting here. By the way, at the end of the stream, we're going to be going live in the AI Vibe Coding Academy for a team call. So if you want to join the call, we're going to be going over ideas we're working on, showing off the apps we're building. Sign up for the Vibe Coding Academy down below. If you sign up in the next 20 minutes, you'll be able to join the call. Starts in 20 minutes. Here we go. Let's see what Claude Code. Excellent. I now have everything needed to design the implementation. Let me create a comprehensive plan. I'm not playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Because of the time investment. For the love of this game, I want to build a scanner that can detect cards and find them with the phone camera. Any discount? No. No discounts. Maybe in the future, but not right now. No, not in the future either. There'll never be discounts. I think it's pretty good value. You get an entire Claude Code masterclass, weekly meetings with me. I think that's pretty good value. I have a comprehensive plan. Let me write it to the plan file. All right, so it's building a plan file for us. Claude Code's so good, man. I feel like this is the type of experience I want to in the app we build. Is like a proactive, ask you questions, do things proactively. I think I want an app like this, you know? See what Claude Code comes up with. Updated plan. Let's see what the plan it came up with. Claude plans giggly hatching mist. Why is it called giggly hatching mist? Here we go. Let's see. Can you get this level of detail from plan mode if using the Claude Code extension? No, you can't. This is why I switched to the CLI. This is why I switched back from the extension to the CLI. Is because the extension doesn't ask you questions like the CLI just did for me. You saw how the CLI asked me like 20 different questions when we were in plan mode. The extension never asked me questions like that. So you can't get this level of detail from the extension. All right, let's see what the plan. The product is your AI chief of staff. Wake up to a personalized morning game plan every day. No thinking required. Your AI already knows your goals and synthesizes your priorities. Core loop, onboarding, deep questionnaire. Why did I just move the entire screen? No, I got to find where we were. Why would it do that? Goals, values, work style. Daily check-in. 2 to 3 quick questions each evening. What went well? What's on your mind for tomorrow? Morning push. What are your 3 priorities today? Here are your 3 priorities for today. Why it's sticky. Low effort input, high value output, compounds over time as AI learns you. One more set of questions before I draft the implementation plan. Oh, here we go. Onboarding question, quick evening check-ins, morning push notifications with your 3 priorities. Low effort input, answer 2 to 3 questions, high value output, clarity on what matters, get smarter over time, comes to you, proactive, not reactive. Implementation plan, 7 phases from foundation, Swift data model storage, onboarding, home screen, OpenAI integration, daily check-in, push notifications, polish. So it's like an AI chief of staff. Is this the correct and only Vibe Coding Academy you offer? The one that links to school? Yes. I don't believe even 10% of chat are deeply happy and grateful for their life, which is sad. Y'all should be receptive to new knowledge. No, it's not. It's not about people are not open to new knowledge. It's that you're just a random person in a live stream chat saying you want visuals of your semen retention, Veggie32. That's an objectively very weird thing to say. It's not that people are not grateful for new knowledge. It's that you just say very weird things and go, why does everyone find this weird? After you say very weird things. You did this in the last live stream too. You just said supremely weird things. That is like, it's kind of like a read the room type thing, right? If we're all on a Claude code, obviously joke. No, it's not obviously a joke. Jokes have punchlines. What was the punchline of anything you said today, Veggie32? Just like the last stream, you spent the entire stream telling everyone how to mew on a vibe coding live stream. It's kind of a read the room type thing, Veggie32. It's like a read the room. If I say these things, would people find it weird? And the answer to everything you've said, the answer is yes. People would find it weird. It's kind of like a read the room type thing, Veggie32. You got to do a little bit of reading the room. You know what I'm saying? Just because you say things and everyone finds it weird, he's getting exactly the response he wants. Nah, whatever. I didn't chuckle. I haven't. I mean, you're watching my face. Have I chuckled? Alex, can you tell us what is the plan for the Academy today and in the future? It's on the home screen of the Academy. It tells you the plan. Alex, where's your bodyguard? Yeah, where's Greek? Isn't Greek the bodyguard? Where's Greek at? Where's Greek, our bodyguard? He shows up one time as our bodyguard and doesn't show up again? Where the hell's Greek? Should we just click build on this? Daily check-in, push notifications, polish. I think we just build this. Is it the best idea ever? No, but I don't think we wait for the perfect idea. I think we just build it. I think we just build it. For the record, I think Gemini sucks. Also slow too on image creation. You guys want a little hack for a nano banana? I tried to get to generate an image of Meek Mill, and nano banana was like, "Oh, I don't do images of like public people." And then I'm like, okay, generate me an image of someone that looks exactly like Meek Mill. And I went, okay, and generated the image. So if you ever want to generate an image of public people and it says, no, I can't do that, just say, okay, then generate an image of a person that looks exactly like that person. It's like, okay, and it'll do it for you. A little hack around for Nano Banana. Alex, your channel's honestly one of the most useful for people looking to ship products, says Robert Clapp. Hey, Robert, I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Means a lot. Are these types of streams helpful too? Today I was just like, today was the first stream where I woke up. I'm like, I want to do a stream where I go in with no idea what I want to build and we figure it out live. We just figure it out live. We put all our brains together and we figure it out live. It took an hour and 45 minutes to actually figure out the idea to build. But was that helpful, or do you like the streams better where like I come in with like we're going to work on the AI vibe coding app store today and then we just work on that? or the streams where we're just like, let's benchmark and test out the models. Do people have a favorite, or it doesn't really matter? You just like hanging out and chatting about tech and AI? AI Council. Have multiple LLMs ponder on the user's answer to the onboarding and daily check-in. Once they have the answers, they make arguments and hypotheses and present ideas they all agree on. I did noodle on that idea of like an AI council and what would be the best way to do that. It seems like a lot of people are running with that idea now. What was it? PewDiePie came up with the idea for an AI council. I think there's something there. I'm just not sure what it is. We can use a bit more content on building backend, shipping, getting users, SEO optimizing. Well, that's what I kind of want these live streams to be, because I don't think you can make like a very interesting like 10-minute video on building backends. Like, I don't think that's going to be a video many people watch. But if I start a project on a live stream and build it out end to end, like you can do more long form, building out backend, shipping it, stuff like that. Maybe if you schedule different days for different types of topics. I work for a nonprofit and I find it all useful. I was thinking of doing like benchmark Fridays where we benchmark different models. But at the same time, there's just not always new models to benchmark every Friday. Oh, side note. I'm going to the XAI hackathon tomorrow. I got accepted into the XAI hackathon. 24-hour hackathon. At the XAI headquarters. I'll be there building something. The logistics don't make much sense. I don't really understand the logistics of the hackathon. So it's supposed to be a 24-hour hackathon, but it starts at 4 p.m. It goes 4 p.m. to 4 p.m. How the hell am I supposed to do that? Am I supposed to sleep until 3 p.m. that day? It's a 24-hour hackathon, but it starts at 4 p.m. Okay, so say I wake up at 7 tomorrow. That means I'm going 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. the next day. That's like 35 straight hours. There's no way I'm going to be able to stay up 30. Is that like a test? Are they testing people? Like, oh, we only want people here who can stay up 35 straight hours to work? Is that like a test? What is that? And then they're like, oh, we'll have sleeping bags you can sleep in. Is it weird if I just leave and go home and sleep in my bed, then come back the next morning? Do you think they'll like look down upon that? If I just like don't sleep in a sleeping bag in a random office? There's no way I'm staying up 35 hours straight. There's no way. Do you think they'd look down upon me leaving at like 10 p.m., going home and sleeping like 8 hours, then coming back the next day? You'll be considered a softie? But like, I don't want to stay up 35 straight hours. That's insane. Like, you'll damage your health staying up 35 straight hours. You can go catch a nap, and that's actually a recommendation someone gave me, was to sleep in the Cybertruck. I could technically do that, but at the same time, like, I live 15 minutes away from their office. So why would I sleep in the Cybertruck when I can just drive 15 minutes, go home and sleep in my warm bed? You know? I guess I could kind of LARP as like a AI engineer who works 90 million hours a week and sleep in my truck. But at the same time, why not just drive home? Do you have to use all the Grok models and services during the hackathon? Yeah, I think that's kind of the point of the hackathons. You got to use all the XAI models. So I do have an idea for what app I can build. Do you guys want to hear the idea? Should I just share the idea and then just like hope that no one else in the hackathon is here? Name of the school again. It's linked down below. CDon 444444. It's linked down below in the description. I think it's linked down below in the description. Is it? Yeah, it's linked down below in the description. Vibe Coding Academy. vibecodingacademy.dev. Do you guys want to hear the idea for what I'm going to build at the hackathon? And you tell me if it's good or not? So here's what I'm thinking. Here's what I'm thinking. Is a... Let me run Claude code here. It's running an MCP. What's it doing? What did it just ask me to do? It's running an MCP to check the app to see if it's running well. That's interesting. I don't have any MCPs installed. I guess it's just doing its own thing. That's cool. Here's the idea for the hackathon. What I'm thinking about building. I'm thinking about building a new content composer inside of X. Right? So like right now when you're in X, I think one of the biggest challenges with X is like a lot of people just don't know what to like tweet about. There needs to be more content creators on X. Like X would be a better place if everyone was a content creator. And so the issue is I think most people just like don't know what to talk about. They can't find their voice, things like that. So what if there was like a new hub, like Composer Hub, that you go to, and instead of it just being a screen like this, where it's a blank screen and you just type something and press post, what if like this Composer Hub had also like, here's like your 3 tweets that performed best over the last month. And then for each one of those, it had like a draft of like a remix of that tweet that you can quickly take and post out. And then on the other side was like, here's a bunch of tweets that are similar to your interests that you can use as inspiration for your own content. And then the bottom was like a chat box that was like an AI interviewing you to come up with new ideas for content. And so it's just like a whole new Composer Hub that people go to come up with new ideas for content. Because Grok isn't as good at coding with the current model, do you think it'll be more challenging to produce what you have in mind? Well, I'm not going to use Grok to build it. I'm going to use I'm going to use Claude Code, but the app's going to use all the XAI APIs. Like it's going to use the X API to generate, like get content. It's going to use the Grok API for AI stuff. But to build it out, I'm just going to use Claude Code. And that disqualifies me, then whatever. Grok doesn't even have a coding tool. There's no Grok code tool. So like, what am I going to, how many build it with Grok? That doesn't make sense. Are they giving you access to the X interface in a dev instance for it? No, I'm just going to build it out in its own app. But then but like the setup would be like, hey, you would take this and you'd put it into X. No, Grok doesn't have a code tool. All right, let's see how this app's doing in Claude Code. What do you guys think about that idea? Good, bad, nah? All right, let's see what it did. What I've implemented: onboarding, home screen, morning brief generation, daily check-in, 3-step evening flow. What went well tomorrow? Thoughts, energy level. AI memory, learn patterns from your check-ins over time. Open config.swift and add your OpenAI API key. I think Elon will be all over that. Yeah, I wanted to match it with what they're trying to do with X. I want to improve X. I love X. I'm going to be honest, I don't think it's in a good spot. I don't think it's in a good spot. And so I wanted to build something that improves the platform, because I honestly don't think X is in a good place right now. I think it was in a better place like 4 to 5 years ago. And I think we need to get more people on there to be creating good content. And so I think there should be more tools built into X that help people create better content, because I think that right now the content's not great. And so we need to figure out ways to get everyone using X to contribute to the town square. You know? I don't even really enjoy Grok Code Fast. Yeah, they have a coding model, but they don't have a coding tool. Like, they don't have like a Grok Code, like a Claude Code competitor. They should have one. I don't know why they don't. All right. I agree. X is not a good spot. They hiked my yearly subscription fee by $35 from last year. That's crazy. Yeah, they raised the prices. I mean, I'm not even complaining about that, even though that's not good. That's not even part of my complaint. My complaint is I just don't think. I think the content has suffered over the last couple of years. And I think they need to get more people engaged creating content. And so that's why I want to build something that gets more people creating content on X. It's a great idea, especially if X were to couple it into Grokified algo, so its suggestions actually build your account. Yeah, the composer would have like, here's the topics that have worked well for you over the last month. Here's the tech tweets that worked well for you, the hooks. Like, it'll just give you a whole bunch of information that makes creating content so much easier. That's what I'm thinking about building. All right, I have the Vibe Coding Academy call in one. Only way that will make it happen is if X rewards content creators. If they get rewarded on TikTok or YouTube. I disagree. K-Bank. I don't think X needs to. I think it could have monetization X, but I don't agree it needs like ad revenue. I think they could make like better tipping, better subscription functionality. They should make better elective monetization where people elect to give people money. I don't think they need like ad revenue where people get paid on their engagement. I think that's not necessary. But I think like subscription revenue, tipping, super chats, they could integrate that way better. And that would make X a better place, in my opinion. All right, guys. So we got we haven't tested the V1 of the iOS app, but we're going to test that on the next live stream. We're going to keep building this out. We spent all today building out ideas and ideating. I hope that was helpful. I hope that was enjoyable, helpful, valuable. Can you add those ideas in your build? Yes. I have to run to the Vibe Coding Academy for our weekly Friday call there. If you want to join that, link down below, sign up. You'll be able to join the call immediately. Hope this was helpful. I had a ton of fun. We developed an idea for an app. Next week, we're going to actually build out the app. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We live stream, we vibe code, we live stream, we have fun, we live, laugh, love. It's amazing. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I really enjoy hanging out with you guys. I really enjoy doing this. Other than maybe Veggie. Other than him. Kidding. Veggie, we appreciate you, sort of. Love you guys. We'll be back Monday, 11 a.m. Pacific. If you're in the Vibe Coding Academy, I'll see you there in a second. And reach out. DM me on X. We got the X hackathon tomorrow, so we'll see how that goes. Maybe I'll win. Maybe I'll get hired. Maybe Elon will hire me. Who knows? We'll see what happens. Love you all. We'll talk very soon. Appreciate y'all. Have a great weekend. Have a fantastic weekend. Love y'all.